this is John Cola with DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. In this episode, I'm going to show you guys the 10 things that they don't tell you about the NAMA J2 juicer. Now the first thing I'm going to tell you guys is that the NAMA J2 is my favorite juicer that I use most 90% of the time when I'm juicing in my home, when I'm not testing a new juicer that hasn't been released yet. I am using the NAMA J2 because I find it easier and more quick to use because it saves me time because it does all the juicing for me. It's like hands-free. I put the stuff in there, I close the lid, I walk away, and it's juicing while I'm able to take care of other things in my busy life. And that's why it is, frankly, the #1 best-selling juicer in the United States. And people give it rave reviews and they love it. And there's a lot of things behind the story of the NAMA that people don't know, is that, like, you know, NAMA took 3 years to develop this, to make sure all the bugs were out, to make sure that it worked perfectly without clogging and jamming, you know, for its customers before they release it to the public, right? And so those are a lot of things you don't know, and I want to share the whole bunch of other things that you don't know. And I'm not saying who's saying these other things. Could be, you know, just anybody else besides me is who's saying these things. And the reason why I make these videos is because I got into juicing 28 years ago, and I was sitting probably where you are today, like scratching my head which juicer to buy. And luckily, 28 years ago, there wasn't as many juicers out on the market as there are today. Now there's even more juicers, at least 10 times more juicers out on the market than there were, and options to buy when I started and got into juicing. And so I have been juicing now for 28 years straight. I've been selling juicers for 25 years now. This is my 25th year anniversary selling juicers online. And I've been making YouTube videos now for the last 15 years to show you guys the information and compare and contrast the juicers so that you guys buy the right juicer the first time. You guys don't make a mistake and buy a juicer that you will have to return because you don't like it, because you don't know how it's going to perform, because you don't know how to use it, because it doesn't have good customer service. When a part breaks, you can't even get parts for it. You know, I'm here to show you guys all that. So hopefully I'm making your guys's better by making my content, my videos, where I share my expert opinions and knowledge, and more importantly, share the juicers and compare them against each other. No other YouTube channel goes to the extent that I do to bring you guys the truth about the juicers. In addition, I also try to save you guys the most money when buying your juicer. And if you guys want to buy the NAMA J2 juicer, you could check them out at namawell.com. I'll put a link down below and throw up the coupon code right there, favorite10, because the NAMA J2 is my favorite juicer. And that'll save you guys 10% off your purchase price, which is currently $55 on the NAMA J2. But more importantly, when you guys use that coupon code in the link down below, NAMA's going to share with me a small commission so that I can continue my work to help you guys out, to give you guys the truth and share with you guys the truth that other people online are not going to share with you guys, because I want you honestly to have the best juicing experience, and more importantly, I want you guys to become a juicer for life. And I feel at this time when this video is being filmed, the NAMA juicer is the best juicer to do that for most people. So if I've helped you guys out, hey, use that coupon code, help yourself out also to a 10% off discount, as well as help me out so I could continue my work by making a small commission when you guys use that coupon code. So thanks so much. So anyways, let's get into this video. So the first thing they don't tell you is that how does the NAMA J2 compare to other juicers on the market? It's easy to talk words and say the NAMA is the best juicer that I ever used in my entire life, right? But it's a lot harder to go out and source and buy juicers and get juicers, weigh out produce, wash the produce, and compare the NAMA against other juicers head to head in front of you guys on video. My videos are not short, guys. I'm not trying to make up stuff. I'm showing you guys the real world experiences, real world yields, and the performance of each juicer. You know, we'll throw up right on the screen here right now, like I've compared it to the major brand juicers, such as the Breville high speed juicer. You could see the NAMA basically got more yield than the Breville. I've also compared this to the all new effortless batch juicer by Omega, right? It was a tight, close race, but the NAMA eked out and beat the effortless just by a little margin. Although it was a lot faster to use, it did make a little bit higher yield. I've also compared it to other high-end juicers, such as the Kuvings Revo 830 juicer, And I show how much easier it is to use because it has that self-feeding hopper that you load up instead of having to push each item or drop each item into the machine. So my goal here is to simply show you guys the truth about the juicers, because I don't need to make up anything to sell the juicers. The juicers will sell themselves. When more importantly, you guys have educated customers, you guys know how the juicers work and what to expect when you buy one. Second thing I'll tell you guys that other people aren't is that how you guys could save time even when you buy the NAMA J2 juicer. The NAMA J2 juicer saves me the most time when juicing, but even above and beyond that's because I have been juicing for so long. I've come up with other methods to save you guys some time. The first method I'm going to recommend you guys that I have shown in my videos, and all these video little clips that I'm inserting to this video is linked down below in the description, so you guys could watch the entire length of videos so you could see the whole comparison or learn everything that I'm talking about other than just a clip. The first way is to have pre-prepared little packs of produce you're going to put in for different family members, or maybe even for yourself. You could prepare all your produce at night before you go to bed. Have it in the fridge in a little container. I found excellent containers at IKEA. You guys can see that on the screen there. And I literally take the container and I dump it into the NAMA J2 and let the juicer rip, right? So that way I don't have to sit here and cut produce up in the morning when I may be a little bit groggy, maybe running late to work. You can just take out the pre-prepared produce pack, stored in that little perfectly sized IKEA jar, and just drop it in your machine and go. Say you got to go to work and your kids wake up later than you, right? You could have a pack for your kids, that they could just drop in the juicer, shut the lid, turn it on, walk away, get ready for school, come back, and they could have a fresh juice to drink, right? Another method I've shown in the past is that you guys could buy pre-washed produce. Just take the produce, it comes pre-washed, pre-cut, you open up the bags, dump it in the machine, turn the machine on, and you're simply juicing quickly and easily with the NAMA J2 without a whole lot of effort, right? This will save you guys a lot of time when juicing with the NAMA. This makes juicing a lot easier for you guys, so you guys will do it more often, which is my goal, because I want all you guys to get more vegetables, especially leafy green vegetables, as well as fruits that you wouldn't be eating otherwise through juicing. Third tip I'm going to show you guys is actually how to clean the NAMA J2 the most effective way, and once again save more time, because I'm all about the time savings. I've tried to find out how to optimize my life and do things to save the most time so I have time to do other things in my life that are more important than, for example, cleaning the NAMA J2 juicer. So my first tip is to use the auto cleaning function, right? They don't tell you about the auto cleaning function. I think I'm the only guy online that's telling you guys about the auto cleaning function. You could literally take some water with a little bit of dish soap in there, pour it into the unit, turn the machine on. The machine will basically spin around, circulating all that water with the soap in it, and literally partly clean itself. Now, this is not the only cleaning you'll have to do, but this will get all the gunk and all the major stuff removed out of the juicer, so that when you do take it apart and do scrub it underneath your sink, it's going to be a lot easier because it's already pre-soaped up for you. So you just need to rinse it and scrub it with a little brush and you'll be done. The other thing I'm going to show you guys really soon in the video is how I wash the J2 and save lots of time by literally taking it out to the backyard and using a laundry sink that I set up in my backyard and using the garden hose to pressure spray down the different parts. So I basically dislodge and blast all the produce out of there and then scrub it with a brush with some soap on it, and then spray it off again, once again high pressure to dislodge everything, get it super clean, and then I leave it to dry. I mean, these are the tips that you guys aren't going to see other places, because I want you guys to have the easiest time to juice. The fourth thing they don't tell you is actually how the NAMA J2 can juice even some of the most challenging items out there that frankly some juicers cannot. In addition, I'll also show you guys the ways to juice other kinds of fruits and my tips and techniques so that you will be successful juicing in the NAMA J2. A recent video I made, I showed you guys how to juice wheatgrass in the NAMA J2. Before that, there was videos showing people trying to juice wheatgrass in the NAMA J2 and it didn't work. That's because you got to use my special techniques that I've learned over the many years that I'm here to show you guys freely, because I want you guys juicing more wheatgrass or whatever else you're going to be juicing. The most popular thing to juice is the celery, of course, on the medical medium celery juice thing that everybody seems to be doing these days. And I have videos on how to juice 5 heads of celery in the NAMA J2 without clogging, without jamming, making lots of juice for you guys to drink. if you follow my tips that you're not going to see on any other channels, right? I always try to do the most efficient, most effective way, and the way that's going to give you guys the least hassles and give you guys the best juice. Of course, I also have videos on how to juice fruits. Fruits can be very challenging to juice, but I have videos where I share with you guys my tips and techniques on how to juice fruits in the Nama J2 with great success. The fifth thing they don't tell you that I will share with you guys straight up is how to best store your juices, right? Nama and many influencers online will say, yeah, you could store your juices for up to 3 days with the Nama J2 because it is a cold press juicer. And I want to just blow that out of the water. If you just store it how they tell you, it's probably 3 days. That being said, they're telling you guys how to store it in an old, outdated method that your juice will degrade over the next 3 days more significantly than how I will show you guys. What I'll show you guys is actually how to store your juice for up to 7 days. You're like, wait, John, that's over double the amount of days. Yes, that's right. I've been experimenting with all these different ways of storing juices for the last like 20 years. And this is the best method I've come up with at this time that I love to share with you guys because I want you guys to do it, right? You guys could literally take 1 day a week and bulk juice for the entire week and store the juice like I specify, right? And have juice to drink every single day. I mean, that's how I do it in my life, right? And the juice will degrade very minimally over those 7 days if you use my techniques, right? I'll show you guys how to vacuum store your juices. That is just one tip of 10 different tips that I will share with you guys to be able to store your juices for up to 7 days. There's other things like keeping it cold and other things like that. But vacuum sealing your juices is critical, and using the exact right vacuum pump and vacuum lids that I recommend that pull up to 2 times more vacuum than an inexpensive pump or even an electric pump would. Because I want to make it easy for you guys to drink more juice, because if you just take 1 day a week, you can make juice for the entire week if you store it for up to 7 days using my specific techniques that I share with you guys, and I want you guys to use them to make the world a more juicy place. So if you guys enjoyed this episode so far, and you guys haven't bought your Nama J2 juicer yet, hey, do me a favor and use that coupon code FAVORITE10, throw it up right there, at namawell.com. When you guys use that code, I'll be helping you guys out because I'll save you guys 10% off, which is currently $55 off on the Nama J2, but you'll also be helping me out. Nama will share a small commission with me so I can continue my work to make my educational videos and share with you guys the truths about the Nama. As well, there's other facts and tips and my opinions on how to best juice. So I want to thank you guys in advance who will use my coupon code, and I want to thank you guys for those guys that have used my coupon code in the past. It's why I'm able to make my video today, pay my video editor, pay my light bill, and even buy my produce. The sixth thing they don't tell you is that they don't give you objective results when juicing with the Nama J2 juicer, right? It's so easy for influencers to say the Nama J2 makes the driest pulp in the world, or the driest pulp, or makes the highest quality juice or the highest yield juice, right? I don't make these kinds of exaggerated claims. What I'll do is I'll actually show you guys the actual results, the objective results, where I will basically juice the same amount in the Nama J2 and the Breville, and you guys could see the difference in the yields between these two machines when you juice the exact same amount of produce in both these machines. So you could see the differences, and I'm not making anything up there when I'm showing you guys the differences in the pulp wetness, So I won't just tell you guys that the Nama makes the highest yield, because honestly, it really depends on what you're juicing, the juicers you're using, but I'll show you guys. So I've compared the Nama against many juicers, including the $2,500 Pure juicer, where I share with you guys the yield between the Pure and the Nama juicer when I'm juicing pineapples, and the yields were pretty doggone close for this machine costing approximately 5 times less than the Pure juicer. And I have many other videos where I compare the yields with the Nama against other machines so that you guys can see the true results, because to make blanket statements like the Nama always gets more juice, that's not entirely correct, guys. It just kind of depends on the situation. In some cases it will, some cases it won't. It really depends on the produce and the juicer you're using. The other major complaint that I see is that people complain, how dry is the pulp? Is the pulp dry or not dry? And Dryness of the pulp is a range. It's not dry or wet, unless you're talking the Pure Juicer, which is a $2,500 juicer, and that juicer pretty much always gets the pulp dry. Other than that machine, or using a vacuum blender with Alexa's bags, when you do vacuum blending, which is another technique I show on my channel to be juicing, that also gets the pulp very dry. But using any slow juicer, even high-speed juicer, will always leave your pulp more dry or more wet, depending on what you're juicing and the juicer you're using and the quality of the produce you're juicing. For example, a softer cucumber is going to leave a little bit more wetter pulp than a cucumber that's more hard and firm, that's more crunchy and crisp, right? Wheatgrass will usually get the pulp more dry than something like an apple that leaves the pulp more wet. So, it just really depends, and it's hard to just make blanket claims. But I'll do testing where I'll show you guys the pulp wetness and dryness from the different machines. And finally, to say that the juice quality of the Nama is always the best juice quality out there, I mean, that's a stretch in my personal opinion. I have juicers and juicing techniques that'll create a higher quality juice than the Nama J2, depending on what you're juicing. But the fact of the matter is, the Nama J2 is a cold press juicer and makes some of the highest quality juice out there. I have videos where I compare the Nama J2 against other juicers, and you could clearly see the different juice quality, the different colors of the juices. And to me, in general, the darker juices, provided there's no oxidation damage, means you're extracting more pigments and more phytonutrients out of the juice. The seventh thing they don't tell you is that how to squeeze out every last bit of juice out of your produce, right? A lot of you guys may not know this, but I'm a pretty frugal guy, right? If I'm gonna buy some produce, I wanna squeeze every last drop out of the produce. And I've come up with many different ways to do that I showed you guys on my YouTube channel. Especially using the Nama J2 with its self-feeding hopper, it makes rejuicing your pulp, which nobody else shows, really easy. I rejuice the pulp from the Breville. I put the pulp back in from the Breville back into the Nama J2, and it squeezed out like 40% more juice, right? I put the celery pulp that came out of the Nama J2 back in the Nama J2 with some cubed up jicama. And well, all this is just, you can see it on the screen right now, juicing the celery pulp and the jicama. And now I could even get the celery pulp more dry, extracting more nutrients out of the valuable celery, right? I also shared with you guys how you could use Alexa's bags to basically take the pulp out of the machine, put it in the bag, and then hand squeeze it to get a little bit more juice out. Depending on what you're juicing, you'll get more or less. That's my least favorite way to, extract more out of the pulp, but it's a way that actually works, right? These are the kind of tips that you guys are going to find on my channel. So if you guys aren't subscribed already, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the little bell so you get notified as my new videos come out, so you don't miss out on any of my amazing tips or upcoming juicer comparisons. The eighth thing they don't tell you is all the information you need to be successful at becoming a juicer for life, right? I want you guys to juice for life and not just be juicing for a fad diet or anything like that. I want you guys to incorporate juicing into your life, because I have been juicing for 28 years. I take the time every once in a while to make educational videos about juicing so that you guys could succeed. I have videos where I talk about juice feasting or juice fasting and my thoughts on that. I also have videos where I talk about how to create a delicious green juice if you've never drinking a green juice before, by making a very simple and easy recipe. I also have videos about my comments and my thoughts about juicing fruits. There's some people that just juice fruits a lot, some people that say juicing fruits is bad, and I have videos where I go into detail on my thoughts about juicing fruits after juicing now for the last 28 years, right? I'll put links down below to some of these videos so that you guys could watch them in more detail if you're interested. The ninth thing they won't tell you, but I would like to, is that I really advocate with Nama. I know the owner of Nama personally, communicate with him regularly, and I advocate for you guys, a customer, because after all, I am a customer too. I'm probably the biggest customer because I juice like almost all the time with my Nama. Just the other day I juiced like a green juice in the Nama. Then after that, I didn't even have to wash it. I juiced like a pineapple, a jicama, a beet, ginger turmeric juice. And then after that, I did a celery green juice with jicama. So I made like 2 gallons of juice in one sitting in the NAMA. So I'm like their biggest customer, and I want their machine to improve and become better for you guys out there. So what you guys don't understand is that I advocate for you guys from day one that the NAMA J2 came out. They released it originally with a 15-year motor warranty and only a 2-year warranty on the parts. I advocated on a regular basis with the owners and people at NAMA to say, hey guys, if you guys believe in your juicer so much, if it is so good, make it a 15-year warranty in the entire machine, because other companies are doing that, right? And it took me over a year, and finally they're just like, okay, John, you finally convinced us. We're going to make it 15 years on the entire machine. So, I mean, for those of you guys that already bought it, don't worry, you guys have the 15 years. But for those of you guys that haven't bought it yet, you guys will also have the 15 years on the entire machine, which is quite amazing, right? This is significantly longer than other warranties for many other juicers in some countries, because as far as I'm aware, the 15-year warranty is a warranty that is available internationally, right? NAMA sells their machines also to all the major countries around the world that you guys can order at namawell.com using my same coupon code, favorite10. They'll ship it to you at DHL so that you could get it and have the warranties, right? I've also advocated for other improvements to the NAMA J2 from day one. I've told them, guys, you need to make a sorbet screen so that people could make the frozen fruit sorbets, right? And they listened to me for a while, and maybe I thought it went in one ear and came out another ear for a little bit. But finally, later this year, they will be introducing an optional attachment you guys can buy to make the sorbets in the NAMA J2. I'm not going to say entirely because of me, but partly because of me, but also NAMA listens to the customers, you know, to improve their machine. Another thing that other people aren't going to tell you guys, and that I know personally, is that, you know, NAMA doesn't see the J2 model as being outdated anytime soon. It's not like they're going to come out with the NAMA J3 next year, right? Some juicer companies come out with a brand new juicer every single year so that you think, oh, I got to get the latest machine to have the latest and greatest, right? And now, you know, and those new machines are quite costly and expensive, and some of those machines don't even have long warranties, unfortunately, right? NAMA J2, it kind of has more of a Tesla model, right? The Tesla company, the car company, came out with their Model S in like 2012, and here it is 2023, and they're still selling the Model S. That being said, the Model S you buy today is not the same as the Model S in 2012. They've made rolling improvements. They have cameras in the different sides that they didn't have originally. They have like auto driving and auto steering and all these crazy features now in the new model, and a better entertainment system in the new model than they had in the old model, right? And that's how NAMA sees the J2. You know, they see it as a machine that's going to continually evolve. They're going to continually improve and make incremental small improvements in the tooling and adjustments to bring you guys the best machine. And furthermore, I've seen mock-ups on accessories. I'm not going to really say much about that, but they're going to have accessories to hopefully add on to your J2 to improve its performance and make it easier for you guys to use in the future, right? So, I mean, those are the little things that I'm privy to that most people aren't aware of, and I really appreciate NAMA for this, because they're not just going to abandon this juicer one day. They're always making little tweaks to make, you know, this little part stronger, to make the lid on the hinge more solid and more stable. You know, as they see people with machines that have problems and breakage, right, they'll get back to their engineering department and say, hey guys, this piece keeps breaking on our customers. How can we improve it, right? That's another reason why I believe NAMA is far ahead of some of the other machine companies that just come out with a new juicer next year and they expect you to buy a new one, right? Whereas NAMA just is happy with you guys buying one juicer and using it because they really want to make a difference in your guys' health, right? They've made it easy for you guys to juice, and they want you guys to use the juicer throughout the full 15-year warranty and continue to be juicers so that you guys can get the health benefits you want. The 10th and final thing that you won't hear on other YouTube channels, and I'll be honest with you guys, I'm going to tell you guys, the NAMA J2 is not for everybody. Maybe for a lot of people, and a lot of people out there, because it is the best-selling juicer in the USA that I'm aware of, right? A lot of people are choosing it, but it doesn't mean you need to go with the flow. You could be that person that the NAMA J2 doesn't work for, because maybe the nutrient quality is more important to you, or maybe this feature is important to you, or maybe you like a feature in a different machine. And that's all right. That's why I make my videos, to compare the NAMA against all the different major brand juicers, so I could tell you guys the truth and you guys could learn and experience the truth to find out the best juicer for you. That being said, as I said before, the NAMA J2 is my favorite juicer because it is a cold press juicer. It makes a very high quality juice. It does a very good job at making a sufficient solid yield that I feel that I'm not wasting my money by throwing produce away, by getting an inefficient juicer. They also have some of the best customer support in the industry. You know, the last time I emailed them for customer support, they emailed me back within like an hour or two max, which, you know, I can't say for some of the companies out there. So, I mean, in the end, what I'm going to tell you guys is that I want you guys to watch my other comparison videos. I'll put links down below to them so you guys could watch to see how the NAMA performs against other machines. You could also watch my videos where I show how easy the NAMA is to use. And then you get to decide what juicer you want, right? And that's the honest truth, right? Once again, 90% of the time I use the NAMA J2 when I'm juicing because it is just easier. In some cases I will use the vacuum juicing technique, and in some cases I'll use the Santa 727. Those are my main go-to juicers at this time. If you guys are wondering how those machines work, take a look at my video, Best 3 Juicers of 2022. Those are the best 3 juicers of 2022. But honestly, if you guys just want the easiest time juicing so that you will remain compliant, you will juice for a long period to come, get the NAMA J2. That's what I'm going to tell you guys at the end of this video. And if you guys want to buy that NAMA J2, hey, be sure to use my coupon code favorite10 at namaweld.com. So hopefully I've helped you out, sharing with you guys some information that you're not going to hear anywhere else about the NAMA J2. And hopefully you're going to help me out by using that coupon code if you do choose to buy the NAMA J2. And I want to thank you guys once again for staying to the end. If you have any questions or comments, post them in the comments down below. I'll try to check this video out for the first couple days or week after I post it to answer any questions. Otherwise, you can use the contact link down below in the description to contact me directly on my website. And I'm here to answer any questions that you may have about any of the juicers we sell here at Discount Juicers. So if you guys enjoyed this video and want more videos like this in the future, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. That helps out the YouTube algorithm. Get this video out to more people so that they can learn the truth about the juicers. Also, more importantly, share this with other people that are into juicing. If you have friends that haven't gotten a NAMA J2 yet or wondering about it, or if you're in like a different juice fasting or juice feasting, you know, Facebook group or online, yeah, share them this link so that they can learn about the NAMA J2 as well. And also be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on my new and upcoming episodes. I've coming out about every 5 to 7 days. You never know where I'll show up or what you'll be learning on my YouTube channel. Make sure you click those bells to get notified as my new videos come out. Finally, be sure to check my past episodes. The past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 600 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to teaching you guys all about the different juicers, comparing the different juicers, and sharing other appliances with you guys that will allow you to eat your fruits and vegetables in the best ways possible. Links down below in the description, some of the videos that I have referenced and mentioned in this video as well. So with that, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for YouTube visitors.